What's up, Fiery 49 folks? It has been a long time since we produced anything of any substance. Good reason for that is that we haven't done anything of substance with the truck. But we've got our future building property behind us, and we just completed about an hour and a half drive, which is the first significant drive we've made in Fiery 49 since our fuel pump failure back in March at the St. Patty's Parade. We haven't done much because we've repeated the same thing over and over. So everything we've been doing with the truck is something we've already covered and should have been a fix, but unfortunately, the build quality and what's available of the mechanical fuel pumps, we've gone through a few now just in a few months, and since the parade, the one that failed at the parade was also a new pump. So we finally threw our hands up, got tired of taking fuel pumps off, checking them, flowing them. We've done everything. Did get deep into things. Checked the cam lobe to make sure the cam lobe wasn't wiped out, and for some reason the fuel pump maybe was on the verge of not pumping with the lobe on the cam. It's just fine. It's well within spec. Basically, the two big things seem to be with the fuel pumps, no matter whether we got the reproduction early style pumps up to the ones we've been getting from Napa that are the more modern closed style without the glass bowls and stuff. The big obvious problem when you place them by the original that actually never quit pumping fuel but had a leak we couldn't fix consistently is the actuator arm. So the lever that actually rides the cam lobe and bounces back and forth that moves the diaphragm to pump the fuel. Every one of those that we have gotten and compared to the one that ran reliably for years and was still pumping reliably, there's definitely a marked difference in the quality of the arm, and also most of them, the depth of the engagement is shallow compared to the older pumps. So basically, when they go in and ride the cam lobe, the diaphragm's not really getting pushed in and getting a good engagement. So when the cam lobe comes around and the lever should be bouncing back and forth, it looks like most of them probably are not getting good engagement and they're pumping minimal, enough to get the truck to run. But we were getting some lean misfires, eventually failures, that kind of stuff because there wasn't enough. So that arm angle of engagement seemed to be bad. A couple that we got literally were so offset front to back of the truck as it in the block, way off, probably barely riding on the cam lobe, that kind of stuff. Horrible build quality. And then a couple, the diaphragms themselves quit pumping. We never had anything, thankfully, leaking to the engine. The diaphragms all quit pumping. A couple had check valve stick, and everybody's going to say ethanol fuel. Yes, we had it in there, but these are modern fuel pumps built to work with the ethanol blends fuel we have now. So while we much prefer to run ethanol-free gas, sometimes we have to on the long distances. It's not available, but the new pumps should be handling that. So the two big things I've been able to see with those is the actuator arm and just the build quality itself. Just early failure, and it doesn't matter whether it was $50 pumps or $110 pumps. They all either failed to work initially or failed soon thereafter. So what we've done, we left mechanical fuel pump in place. It's still in there, it's still running, but we noticed the one that's on currently was running, and we went down the road but would get a lean misfire as we got up in RPMs or under heavy load because it literally was on that verge of not supplying enough fuel. Let off and let it go back to idle. It would catch up, pick up, but you couldn't get up to speed, and then it eventually completely failed. The fuel pump that's on there now was barely running the truck for a little while, and then we tried to go for a ride, thought we had some stuff figured out, and it also failed to pump. It just died. Truck would not restart, would not pick up enough to even let the truck idle. Thankfully, it broke down right in front of my parents' house, quit running, and we were able to pull it back into the driveway and parked it. And at that point, I threw my hands up. Any content I would have videoed dealing with that would have been so curse laden that I couldn't have posted anyway. But we've now hidden a electric carburetor fuel pump, so just a little pony pump. We're still pumping through the mechanical, so if you look under the hood, everything looks correct. But there's a 12-volt pump right by the tank, hidden underneath. You can't see it. Things still look correct, but that's what's running the pump now. And we just drove 60 plus miles, maintained speed, ran through the gears, and have had no issues. So hopefully that's the fix. And luckily, those are also cheap. They're like $15 for those. So we've already got a spare in the truck in case that one fails. But it's an easy 5-minute replacement if we need to do it, and it seems to fix the issue. And hopefully we can put the mechanical fuel pump woes behind us. But we're here. We're close to Versailles. We're actually near Lawrenceburg, Kentucky right now. And fingers crossed, maybe double fingers, or is that bad luck? I don't know. But 4th of July parade, Versailles, Kentucky. But that'll be our, this will be our first attempt at a parade since the St. Patty's Day parade debacle with the truck dying near the end of the parade route, but still very much in the parade route, and then trying to deal with the very large crowds at the record-setting event. And trying to keep the truck secured in the middle of the bar sections, and that was a mess. But all of our friends that were involved in that, still, I hope you know, but can't thank you enough for everyone that came and did anything from brought us drinks and food while we waited to bring in the trailers, winching the truck out of traffic, that kind of stuff. And if you were some of the strangers on the parade route who find us now, like, I pushed that truck out of the road. Yes, you did, and thank you so much. 8,000 pounds of 49 technology does not roll easily, and we appreciate it. So anyway, July 4th, 2025, Versailles, Kentucky. Hopefully we knock out the parade there with good luck. The truck ran fantastic on the way up here, did our usual 42 to 45 miles an hour the whole time, no problem. But kind of rambling, but if you're wondering why you haven't seen much, what's been going on, not much has been going on except the same thing over and over. So unless you want to see a fuel pump installed like 6 times or me beating my head on the wall somewhere, not much to show, but hopefully Groundhog Day is over and the electric fuel pump has fixed the problem, and we can get back to just enjoying the truck, going to events, and get to some new fixes and that kind of stuff on things that still haven't had our attention. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you soon. If you can make it out, July 4th, noon, Versailles, Kentucky. We'll be in the parade and hopefully powering ourselves all the way through it. Take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon.